Hi guys, Heather with Feather Bear Designs. I have gotten a ton of requests for a tutorial on how I did the mermaid tail cup. The one with the, here, this one. So the mermaid tail with the octopus tentacles. Now I did get a custom order from a customer who wants this cup with just mermaid tails in all different colors. So I am going to film the tutorial today on the mermaid tail on the cup in different colors. I can do another tutorial on the octopus tentacles at a later time. For today we're going to just cover the mermaid tail. Okay, so what I'm doing is I went ahead, I'm using a 20-ounce mossy oak stainless steel tumbler. I went ahead and peeled the label and rubbed it down with alcohol to remove any fingerprints or oils or anything from it. And then I went through my glitter and I chose 4 colors to start off with, because I don't know if I'll need more than that, but 4 colors to do my mermaid tails in. The first color that I'm going to use is Pretty in Pink. It's Eye Connect with extra fine glitter. It's Eye Connect is the name of the company. I believe I ordered these from eBay. It might have been Etsy. I will have to double check on that, guys. I'm not 100% sure. But this is Pretty in Pink. It's a holographic bright pink. It's about the same color as Raspberry from Recollections, but it's holographic, so it's super pretty. And that's an extra fine glitter. I'm also going to be using Muse from Recollections, which is a dark purple. Ocean from that same company, Eye Connect. This is Eye Connect with, but it doesn't, I don't know what the width is. I apologize, I'm messing that up. But Ocean is a color that is a bright blue that is also holographic. And then I think I'm going to be using Spellbinder Shine from Bulk Glitter. It's Spellbinder Shine. It's a light mint green. So that was my idea, setting down to do this. That was where I wanted to go with it. So let's get right into it. Let me find the paintbrush I want to use. So I'm going to use a small square paintbrush. I'm going to dump a little bit of Mod Podge into a cup because it's just easier to get at that way. So I just dump it into one of these. And I reuse these. I wipe them out and reuse them over and over again for the Mod Podge. So I'm going to start with a mermaid tail right at the top, because I can add them in however I want. So let's see. This is kind of awkward, huh? Okay, I always say that. It's awkward. Everything's awkward. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start right at the top of the cup, as wide as I want my mermaid tail to be. And then I'm going to just bring the Mod Podge down into the shape of a mermaid tail. Now you have to decide ahead of time which way you want your tail to flip. Okay, so on this one I want my tail to go this way. So I'm just going to go right over here, because if you can envision it, where do you think that tail is going to go? Kind of make a backwards J, and then you can make this the right shape. So I'm going to take the side of the brush, and I'm going to bring that shape around. Same thing here. A little wider at the top, like mermaid hips, and then narrowing down at the bottom. And as you get to the tail, you want that to be even more narrow. If you need to use a smaller brush, you can. I'm so used to messing with glitter that I literally will just take my finger and just rub off what I don't want. Okay, so we have the general shape of the mermaid body. Now I'm going to go in and do the tail. Okay, so for the tail I'm going to recommend that you use a smaller brush. I'm going to use this one. And you're just going to make 2 like leaf shapes. You guys see that? and then fill those in with Mod Podge. Swipe off any excess Mod Podge that you have so that you don't have any chunks of it in there. Okay, so I'm just going over really quick where I put the rest of the body shape so I can moisten up that Mod Podge again before I lay my glitter down. Alrighty. So the first color I'm going to use is this Pretty in Pink. Of course it's not open. Why would it be open? I looked in it like this and I thought it was open, but it's not. So I'm just going to dump it like this because this is my first color. It won't matter. Okay guys, so I'm just going to dump the glitter right onto my mermaid tail. Now this is going to need a second coat in some places, but you guys can see there from the top, then there's the tail. I'm going to repeat this process with my other colors. So I'm going to pause really quick and prepare the next color. While I'm paused, just so you guys know, this is what I'm doing. I'm taking this excess glitter and dumping it back into the container, cleaning off my paper really well, and moving to the next color. So I'm just going to set that up and then I will be back. Okay, I'm back. Super fast, right? So we're going to move on to the next color. Again, I'm going to take my larger brush, and this one I'm going to flip the cup over because this tail is going to be coming from the other direction. So I'm going to do just like I did before, and I'm going to start right up at the top with how wide I want my mermaid tail to be, and then just create that shape. And this one, I'm going to have my tail going this way. Okay, so then you're just going to create that shape there. And if you need help creating a shape of a mermaid tail, just Google some images. There's going to be tons of inspiration on there. Okay, so I have my basic shape of my mermaid tail, and then I'm going to go in with my smaller brush and create the shape of that tail. This is just the base layer, the base colors. I'm going to go back in after this layer is dry, and I'll be adding the details. Okay. So for this one, I'm going to be using Muse from Recollections. Move you guys down so you can see. Oops, sorry. So there's two mermaid tails. Alright guys, I'm going to pause again really quick while I clean up this color glitter and move on to the next color. Okay, so at this point in time, once you've laid two of the colors down, you need to really take a good look at your cup. So hold your cup up and rotate it around and look and see where does it make the most sense to place the next tail. Now for me, because this pink one up here is facing this way, it makes the most sense to put the next one here and swirl them that way. So I'm going to do that now. And I'm going to make this mermaid tail a little smaller than the others. So I'm going to go right up top where I want it to start. And I'm doing that smaller than the other ones. But I'm going to do it a little bit longer. So I want this one coming way down here. Okay. So there's the tail painted on. I'm going to get my little brush again, and I'm going to do the very bottom here. That shape there. Now this isn't very pretty on this layer, guys. So a lot of you see my finished product and you see how it looks. You gotta start with a base and you gotta layer on top of it. The pretty designs don't happen all at once. Okay, I'm just changing the shape of this tail a little bit so it's a little different. Alrighty, while this is still wet, I'm going to be dumping Ocean from iConnect right on top of the Mod Podge I just did. Okay, so now I have my pink, I have my purple, and then I have a blue one there. So I think what I'm going to do is maybe do a little small one right here in that green. Maybe not. What do you think? No, I think I like those colors. I think I'm going to leave the green off, because if I put another small one here, it's just going to be... Let's put a small one there. Let's do it. I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back. I'm sorry, I was back and forth there a little bit, because looking at the cup, I don't know if I necessarily want to add another tail to it, but I don't like that void of space right there, and I don't know why I didn't think to put the first tail over the logo. So if you guys, this is all going to get glittered so it won't matter, but if you start with your first tail over the logo, it'll save you some hassle in the long run, because the most glitter buildup is going to be on top of this tail. You're going to do the scales and any detail work that you want to do, possibly add a couple other colors for some dimension. It'll cover that logo really nice. So I am just going to go in with my little brush, not the big brush this time, just the little brush, because I'm just going to make a little tail here. And I'm going to turn this upside down. And obviously, since this one's going this way and this one's going this way, I'm going to put the little one going that way as well, because then it'll come down and the little tail will be right there. So I'm just brushing on the Mod Podge where I want the tail to be. Oh, I got a chunk in my Mod Podge. Get rid of that. Wipe it on the paper. Okay, getting a little bit more Mod Podge on so that I can do the tail. And with this tail, I'm going to layer it right over the top of the purple. Sorry guys, the silence is a little awkward, isn't it? Okay, so I took that tail and I took one edge of the tail right over the top of the purple. It's a little hot in here today, so my Mod Podge is drying really quick. Okay, so I'm going in with the Spellbinder Shine from Bolt Glitters. And I'm just literally dumping that on top. This is the only time you guys will see me be heavy-handed with glitter. Otherwise, you see me, I'm always dusting from way up here. Okay, that's it for the first part. What I'm going to do is I'm going to let that dry really well. And then once it's completely dry, I'm thinking at least 2 hours, so I want to let that dry. I'll go do something else. I'm going to come back with a dry paintbrush. And, oh, there it is. This came in a package of paintbrushes that was super cheap, and I would never dream of using this for painting, ever. It's like a broom. It's like straw. So I use this to dust the extra glitter off of my cups. So if I have, I'll show you here. If I have a cup that I'm getting ready to epoxy especially, and before you put a second layer of glitter on, it's extremely important. After your first layer of glitter, after your second layer of glitter, you need to take a dry paintbrush to it and you need to knock off the extra glitter. So I'll show you guys here just with this as an example. Knocking off the extra glitter. It's not affecting the design of the cup at all. Okay, so do that. See how much glitter came off of there? So what that will help with, honestly, is your smoother coats of epoxy. It's going to prevent you from having those clumps of glitter in the epoxy. It's going to make the entire application so much smoother. And then when you go in to do your second layer, like on this guy, I want to brush off all the excess so that when I do my second layer, it's bonding to the cup. It's not bonding to loose glitter. So it has something that's actually sticking to it. It's sticking to that first layer of glitter that was actually cured to the cup. If you don't dust off your extra glitter and you put a second layer of glitter over the top of it, your glitter is stuck to loose glitter that's not stuck to anything. So I hope that makes sense. If some of you are having issues with your glitter rolling up or getting your dimples and wrinkles in your epoxy, it's because your glitter's too thick. You have to dust off that extra. So I will be back with the next step as soon as that is done drying.